Thank you. So we've moved from the workplace to the school system. I reckon it's about time we think about what we can do at home in our own communities. What do you say? Yeah? Well, luckily our next speaker can talk to that. We've got Shani Graham from Ecoburbia. And I don't know if it was Shani or Tim, her husband, when I first met you, somebody was dressed like a bumblebee. That. Okay. So this is the kind of thing you can expect. Very lively. I'll tell you a little bit about Shani. She's embarked on an urban infill development with a difference. She's converting a quarter-acre block, with a classic Beaconsfield Italianate. Is that right? Italianate. That I don't know. Yeah. It's a real word. See, it's a real learning experience, this green drinks. So it's a classic Beaconsfield Italianate home into a housing cooperative. So she's converted it into a housing cooperative and community garden. And the tradies who've been working on the project arrived with many green skills, which is handy, but the experience has left them with something more. And so Shani, as the benevolent dictator of the project, will share her observations of the way they've worked together, along with her partner Tim, to become a true, sustainable tradie system. Please join me in welcoming Shani.
Pleased to know I don't have a big. Oh, no, I'm going to do that. So I don't know how many of you have heard about Ecoburbia before. Just maybe put your hand up if you have. All right, maybe just for those who have, turn to someone who hasn't, and just maybe say 3 words to describe it. Okay, great. At the end of the session, what I'd like you to do is the person who didn't know anything about Ecoburbia, you have to find that person and tell them 3 words afterwards. So yes, we did. We built an Italianate house. So Ecoburbia, just to go backwards, it's a strange beast. It's a business, it's a community group, but it's also at the moment, it's a housing project. So we bought this house in Beaconsfield. It's a quarter-acre block. That's the back of the house. And our goal is to turn it into, as described, our goal is to sort of have as many people living in that house and some of the outhouses as if we had bowled it over and built 2 houses, which is what has happened all the way around us. So we've named the little places and the spaces that we've made within the house, and we've created smaller living areas that are independent, but yet communal in that they're in the same sort of block. So we've got Carl here, which means sun. This is a living area that Tim and I will be living in, which is not got a name yet. Wardan faces the ocean. This red area will be shared, so that will be shared space for people. So that house already, that top house, already has 3 living areas in it. Buja is that shed that you saw at the back is being converted by Paul, and that's another living space. And then underneath, it's that classic Italian 3-car garage with the, I think they did all the tomato bottling down there. That's also been made up in a unit. And we've actually got everyone except for one person who's living here tonight. So because we've made that housing smaller, it means we've actually got a quarter-acre to think about food and garden. So we're actually aiming to grow as much of our own food there as we can. We have animals, we have goats, we have chickens. Eventually we'll have rabbits for meat, and provide as much as we possibly can to the people that are actually living there. Water, we have a bore, we have a grey water system, and we have a 50,000 litre water tank. So that's the day that we put it in. I do want to point out that that's cap rock, that's limestone cap rock that we dug that down with, and Tim is very concerned about what he's going to do now that it's there. Power, these are all standard things, okay? We've got a large solar array, we use a lot of low-tech solar, and we've also got your solar hot water, obviously. Transport, there is only 1 car on the property, so the 5 of us share 1 vehicle, okay? Oh, I thought someone was arguing with me. So there's an electric ute, and we've got the biggest assortment of bicycles for 5 people we've ever count, as I left, there were 19 there. And I do believe that there were a couple off property at the time. And what's been most interesting for us is the social aspects of this. So we have people ranging in age. We've got 3 people in their 20s, someone in their 30s, someone in their 40s, and Tim slips over into the 50s. So we've got a real generational thing there, and I actually don't think that any of these people would have necessarily met or definitely not ended up living together in the kind of situation that we are. And I thought people would have separate dinners and we might get together once a week, but we don't. We eat fairly regularly, just about every meal. So, the whole project is run by benevolent dictatorship. This is Tim when he realised that it was me that was actually the benevolent dictator and not him. So, and that's, look, we can talk more about that later, but it's a very efficient and effective form of actually organising something like this. So we've got a team of people, obviously, there's a lot of renovation work happening there, and it still is. And we've got a team of tradies that have been working with us as we do that. They've all come with green skills, and they've all actually been, in some ways, I think, really pleased to be able to work on a project like the one that we're engaging in. So I'll just introduce you to them. This is John the plumber. When a plumber turns up for something, you get very excited. And if you have flowers, you give them to him immediately. So John's done a lot of work on Josh's house. He's put in a lot of grey water, rainwater, all sorts of systems that often plumbers haven't. This is Paul, our Sparky, live in Sparky. Okay, he's got a degree in sustainability and politics, I think, or the other way around. As well as being a Sparky. This is Roberto, our Tyler, who apparently has 2 degrees in sustainability. This is Irene, who's a German new immigrant from Germany. She is studying to be a carpenter, and she's also the best dumpster diver that I've ever seen. And her partner Yarrick, we call him the human bobcat. Human jackhammer, actually. Human jackhammer, and he's really keen on living in small spaces and kind of reducing the amount of what it is that he uses. Yeah, he's digging his own house. I think he had to dig that hole twice. That's why he's looking a bit grumpy. And that's Kerry. So Kerry is really into urban food resilience, and she also has a degree in sustainability and international something. Aid development, I think. And there's Ben. Okay, Ben's studying sustainability as well, and he doesn't actually officially have a trade, but he's done numerous houses and he can lay his hand at kind of anything, and he was very confident that he knew what to do with that tank. And there's Tim. He's done this, I think it's 9 houses now, 5 of them since he sort of realised the basics of solar passive design and was able to actually bring a lot of those elements into what he did. I don't know how many times he's taught basic solar passive design, but he's pretty tired. So, we'll just go back. This is not how it works with this development, but this is, and I've learned a lot of this, this is what happens when you build a house or you renovate a house. Someone writes a plan, the plan goes to council, everyone gets excited, it comes back stamped away you go. In comes one trade, they do what they need to do. Sometimes they might refer to the plan, they go on, it goes on to the next trade, this trade refers to the plan, it goes on, etc., etc. Very efficient, okay, if everything's going okay, very efficient, but it can lead to things like the grano workers going, oh, what's that bit of electrical conduit doing there? That seems to be in the wrong spot. Okay, we'll just shift it, okay, and then we'll lay the slab, and then comes the Sparky to drill out the slab to put his electrical conduit back again. So they don't talk to each other, okay? These people can have all the green skills in the world, but if they're not talking to each other and they're only referring to what the plan says, then they're not able to actually utilise those skills. So here's Ben looking at the plan, and this is what we found happened at our place. We did get some plans, because we had to send them to council. So we got some plans, they're sent off, and what Ben generally does is he turns it over, he figures out what he's actually going to do on the back, and then he folds it up nicely and puts it in his pocket. Okay? Because normally you have to keep them organised. So this is how it tended to work. Yeah, thanks. This is how it tended to work where we were. Ben had talked to Irene about the best way to put up the wall, and Irene would say, yes, but that's not going to work because I'm not too sure that the power's going to be able to go there. Should we go and get one, Paul? And so you can see what's happening says, Kerry, the garden needs to be put in there. What plant's the best to shade that bit, etc., etc. And so we end up, from that simple reductionist system that we had, we end up with this quite complex web of relationships. So when does all that happen? It happens at morning tea. Okay, so a lot of those important decisions were made, not just between those people, but when some new information came in, hey, spoke to the Greywater guy, this is what he said, that's when all those things kind of happened. So they came with some green skills, but that's not enough. And when I listened to Kath, I realised that's where it's going to come from. It's not that they know how to drill that hole in that tree. It's not that they know how to pick up rubbish at the beach. It's that they know how to work together, solve a problem, because the plan is not going to be the answer. The plan is not got the answer on it. We're going to have to actually turn it over, have a look, work together to see what else we can actually do. Benevolent dictator, what do? When you've got a team of people that are working together in that way, you get out of the road. Okay, just let them get on with it. Occasionally there's a colour decision to be made, but other than that. And when you get a team like that working together, they are so comfortable with each other. They enjoy each other's company so much that if you're really lucky, they'll do as they're told and take their clothes off at the